So I've been working on a kid's book about a middle schooler who becomes convinced that all of his friends have entered into a conspiracy to torment and humiliate him on his 12th birthday party. And I'm going to read the first few pages for you. It's entitled, Everyone Hates You. Gulab and his family lived in a motel next to a water park. During the summer, the motel was full of sticky kids and their angry families, and during the winter, it was full of fat old businessmen who flew in for conventions. But during those few weeks when spring shaded into summer, and the pool had to be swept every day to clear it of fallen petals, the motel would empty out, and so would Gulab's heart, because his birthday was in the spring, and he knew that his parents would try to throw a party. Gulab had never been popular. He was a fat, quiet, and untidy boy whose mother had forbidden him to wear t-shirts because his belly always bulged out underneath, or shorts because they made his fat thighs look like huge hams encased in tiny sleeves. At school, they made fun of him all the time and called him gooey, or goo-goo, or gaily eyes, or gaylard. They made elephant noises as he walked by, or spread fake rumors that he liked certain girls or boys, or that they liked him. And he realized that the only way to have any friends at all was to settle into his role and become the weird one. The person who'd eat a worm if you gave him $5, or believe any silly story you told him. He was the one who sucked his thumb when he got stressed out. The one who spent 1 week trying to get everyone to believe he was a movie star in India. And, worst of all, he was the one who sometimes acted like a monkey. He didn't know when or why he'd have a monkey day, but sometimes he'd just come to school and he'd be a monkey. On monkey days, he'd walk around all hunched over with his knuckles dragging on the ground. He'd pick imaginary lice and nits out of his hair and eat them, like this. And he'd beat his chest and make howling noises. That was the most important part. He couldn't talk in words. He could only talk in monkey sounds. Gulab knew that it wasn't good to act like that, but what people didn't understand was the loneliness. Sometimes all you wanted in life was for someone to look at you and be nice to you. And when he was the monkey, that's what happened. They might laugh at the monkey, but they wouldn't beat him up. On his 11th birthday, Gulab was surprised when almost a dozen people came to his party. But when they all started chanting for the monkey, he realized what was happening. The monkey had more friends than Gulab. Then, one day, his parents woke up and realized his school wasn't very good academically, and without consulting him, they took him cross town and got him into a different one. On his first day of 6th grade, Gulab showed up at his new school in his uncomfortable blazer and khakis, and almost from the first moment, he was afraid to talk, because he just knew that today would be a monkey day. During life sciences class, a tall kid sat down next to him and introduced himself as Mike and said, "Okay, I think I heard the teacher say your name, so let me give it a try." And did his best to pronounce Gulab's name, but he ended up saying something that sounded like blub blub. For a minute, Gulab thought, oh, here it is, here's them making fun of me. But then the kid tried again and again, and each time he got a bit closer until Gulab finally said, no, it's Gulab. And the kid smiled and he got it right. At lunch, he followed Michael to his table, where the other kids made room for him and asked him what video games he liked to play. And by the end of the week, he'd become fast friends with Michael's whole group. And from that day forward, Gulab was never again in danger of having a monkey day. Things drifted along in idyllic fashion until a few weeks before his 12th birthday, Gulab woke up with an idea so audacious that it stunned him. What if this year he actually took control of the planning of his own birthday party? If he was running everything, he'd invite everyone from his new class. That was a given, of course. But what if he also invited a few of the worst people from his old class? What if all of his grubby old friends came in here expecting to torment and mock him as usual, and instead found themselves surrounded by Gulab's wealthy, attractive, and polite new friends? All day he couldn't stop himself from smiling, and when he got home that night, he started writing the invitations.